In today's mental health check, we're talking about mindsets and the impact that they can have on our daily lives.
And while it is important to stay driven and focused on your goals, some experts insist you also need to ride the wave sometimes. Take life as it comes. Hoda always does this motion. We've got Katie Horwitch with us now. She's a mindset coach and founder of Women Against Negative Talk. She's also the author of an upcoming book called Want Yourself, Shift Your Self-Talk and Unearth the Strength in Who You Were All Along. Great title, Katie. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you as well.
You talk a lot about harnessing the power of your mindset, meeting yourself in a good place where you are, not feeling less than. How do you do that?
Yeah, so first we've got to talk about what it actually means to meet yourself where you're at. At the end of the day, it's about being honest with yourself. So not silver lining your way through however you're feeling, but being honest about where you are and then going one step further and working with where you are instead of fighting against it.
Okay, very good.
How do you strengthen your mindset, especially if you're in a place where you're already feeling down, where you already just feel incredibly overwhelmed with life and everything else, and every day is enough of a struggle? How do you just strengthen your mindset in that capacity?
Yes, well, story of my life. I like to think of things as, like you said, riding the wave. So sometimes you will be in a high and a low. There's ups and there's downs. And it's not so much about chasing that high or trying to escape the low. It's about working with exactly where you're at, because there's gold there. So when you're in a low, that is a prime time to take internally focused action. So I mean, thinking, dreaming, planning your goals, even stuff like practicing gratitude. And then when you're feeling that high, you're motivated, you're on top of the world, that's a great time to take external action. So that's when you are doing, when you're acting on your goals and you're taking that attitude you've cultivated out into the world.
And it's okay to kind of sit in that when you are not where you want to be. I like that. And just taking time to reflect and say, okay, but where do I want to go? And being grateful for what you have. I think that's really, really helpful. So this is, I think, something a lot of women our age kind of deal with, which is you have these certain goals and ambitions over time, and then those things change, they evolve. Maybe you didn't accomplish all the things that you set out to do. How do you keep a positive mindset when you, especially in this society, when people are comparing and despairing all the time?
Yeah, I mean, first giving yourself grace and space to feel exactly what you're feeling, because like I said, it's very tempting to silver lining our way through things, but what ends up happening is we end up bottling up our emotions, and those might come out in more hurtful ways than we realize later on. So it's about recognizing where you are at and then looking at the goals that were underneath the goals, right? So a lot of times we focus on the external. I tell people to focus more on why did you want to set out to accomplish these goals and how do you want to feel, and then you can be proactive, not reactive from there, and either refocus your goals and your achievements, if you will, into other lanes, or maybe you'll even realize you accomplished more than you thought you did.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So grinding is a great thing to do, but at some point, grinding all the time is not sustainable, right? And you can be really exhausted from trying to grind and also not seeing everything you thought you would see. When is the time to say, okay, I'm going to pause, I'm going to remind myself I've done a lot already, and then I'll go back to grinding? Is it okay to take a beat and just be like, woo, not grinding today?
Yeah, so it's not only okay, it is necessary. So if you think about like even working out, you don't want to be just lifting weights all of the time. You want to have time to recover, and so those muscles can get build and get stronger. And it's the same with accomplishments and recognizing how far you have come. You start to build that lasting sense of self-worth instead of getting yourself in a place where like you've been hustling for so long. The muscle that you're building is this narrative of there's always something more. I must never be enough. There's always something else to be hustling for.
Katie, are there quickly any mantras that are helpful when it comes to positive self-talk?
Yeah, so my favorite one is be proactive, not reactive. So if we can view positivity more in a pragmatic way and looking forward instead of trying to cling to those highs and meeting ourselves where we're at, that's going to allow us to build the life we want to live and be the people that we want to be.
Great advice as always, Katie Horwitch. Thank you for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Katie. And you are watching NBC News Daily.